All right, Dad. So you're running for town council there in the town of Glen Rock. Let's begin by talking about why you're running.
Well, again, I'm running because of the nature of the town is changing to some degree because of the people who are in the on the council right now, and I just think that they're going in the wrong direction, and they need a little more guidance from people who have experience of being in town. Many of the people who are on our council have only been in town maybe 5 or 10 years. I do know the mayor. She was born and raised in town, but she has other ideas than I do, and I just think it's time where some other people should have some input into town and make sure that things are done properly.
And you've been in the town for about 50 years or thereabouts. Tell us, what's the first thing you remember about your first visit to Glen Rock? Do you remember that?
Wow, that was a long time. I was dating my wife at the time, and I just thought, comparing Glen Rock to the neighborhood I came from, it was like heaven on earth, so to speak. It was just like a fantasy world.
And that's because your wife, of course, grew up in Glen Rock and went to Glen Rock High School, right?
Correct. We met in college, and we, of course, she was living in Glen Rock, and I was living 20 miles away, and had no idea where Glen Rock was and what it consisted of until I started dating, and then I got a very good idea of what Glen Rock was all about.
All right, so if you had to pick one shop in downtown Glen Rock to go shopping in, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question. There are a number of good shops in town, though a number have left because of COVID. But I would think probably Rockridge Pharmacy. That was a nice store at times. And there's a new store in town. It's an Irish goods store, which is very, very nice. I was in there. I met the woman owner of the store. She and her husband own the store, and she was there servicing us. And she is very, very nice, very polite, and she lives in town, which is very, very nice. Probably kind of unique in the sense that an owner of a store would live in the town, but that's the way Glen Rock is.
All right, and what do they sell there?
They sell Irish goods, like hats and bags and picture frames and rosary beads and all kinds of little goodies that they have there, and some of the larger things that they had there, flags and like I say, some. They had a couple of nice, neat knapsacks that were made out of original Army material.
Ah,
And, they caught my eye. I thought they were pretty neat.
yep. So let's talk about downtown for a second, if we could. So you make it down there for breakfast or coffee or whatever. Where do you go with your buddies?
There's a Italian grocery store that moved into town. It's a grocery store deli that had been originally in Patterson, and they moved out of Patterson and they came to Glen Rock and established a store in town, which the family owns. The family goes back probably about 50 some odd years in Patterson, and now they've been in Glen Rock about 10 or 15 years, and they do a nice service. They, like I say, it's a deli. They make sandwiches, coffee, and they have tables and chairs that you can go in there and sit down, and they opened up a little kitchen in back, so you can have eggs and bacon and the usual breakfast meal that you can have, and it's very, very nice, very comfortable.
What's it called?
It's called Gianella's Bakery, Gianella's Deli. They make sub sandwiches along with the usual fare.
All right, real quick question. I need a short answer here. Okay, if you had to go downtown and have dinner somewhere, where would you go and what would you get? What would you order?
I'd probably go to Glen Rock Inn, and I have they make nice sliced steak sandwich, and that's very, very good. So that's where I would go.
All right, until the next time we chat, thanks for talking to me, Dad.
Very good. Nice talking to you. Thank you for the interview. Appreciate it.